Hello, everyone.
Hello from this side of the ocean.
Welcome to Liminal Writing, where Lee and I do some timed free writing based on trigger phrase or trigger line. And today we have chosen, what is it, Lee?
So this one is, I think, the first time for us. We're using a couple of lines from a song called Tanglaw, and it was a piece that Ces and I sang as part of Patatag over 2 decades ago, and the album is called Masdan o Yawe. The song is entitled Tanglaw, which in
Light.
English is light or beacon.
Beacon.
Tanglaw, beacon.
And then Dan Oyawe is essentially what? Witness this whole.
Our God. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. First.
Why don't you go first?
Okay, so this is how it goes. Darating ang liwanag sa ating bayan, sisikat ang araw ng kapayapaan. I'll try to translate that. So the light will come to our nation.
Yeah.
And the day or the sun of peace will rise. Anyway, I didn't translate that very well, but something like that. All right, what I wrote is this.
Close to.
Coming home to or visiting really the Philippines is always a profound experience for me. But this time around, fresh from a work trip to Nepal that brought me close to LGBT leaders and community representatives from all over Asia, a collective that has been subjected to immense hardship and pain, but also somehow finds that space for celebrating gained freedoms and harnessing the power of joy in the face of oppression and fueled hate. This time, I was coming with a spirit still raw and full from the experience of that gathering in Kathmandu. And the few days of intense inner work too, and co-processing with soul companions in the outer hills and the sacred spaces of Nepal. A week or so into my visit home now, I was able to watch and listen to a stage production that used the songs of Patatag, and that's a singing group that Lee and I were part of. And that was our singing group from decades ago, about 4 decades ago to be exact. The songs spoke of struggle, of injustice, of agony, of hopelessness, and of hope. And I ask, how could these songs remain so relevant so many decades later? That's it. I ended with that. It's hanging. Yeah, that's how I end. Yeah, we'll talk about it. How could these songs remain so relevant so many decades later?
Yeah.
Your turn.
All right. Darating ang liwanag sa ating bayan, sisikat ang araw ng kapayapaan. Too many days have passed of shrouds, mourning, and laments for a country, the land of my birth and raising, struggling and striving for lasting peace and long, easy breaths. These islands of Lapu-Lapu, Gabriela Silang, Teresa Magbanwa, Eman Lacaba, and Leon Alejandro, each unfazed, defiant, unbound, all facing the blazing sun, waiting for the others to catch the rays and bring us home to the long, easy breaths.
There. Yeah. So here we are.
This actually gives me goosebumps
right
now because of what you earlier said of the places where we were as artists, as performers, and struggling then to make sure that the ideals of freedom still come alive. And that was what, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And here we are separately in distant lands now from the Philippines. And we still carry that same desire and striving and lament that where is or how is freedom and truth going to come to the Philippines? How is that going to happen? Why are tyrants and dictators and despots still ruling the land.
And even beyond the Philippines,
Mhm.
the backsliding of gained freedoms, liberties,
Yeah.
rising again of like forces that seek to sow division and hate.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's why my tone was like that too, because I'd come from, it's almost like I came from a global experience and a regional experience. I mean, Asia and the Pacific,
Yeah.
of how we are now being affected by just
Yeah.
this kind of a growing opposition, if we may, to gain liberties. And then I
Yeah.
come home and the message was similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not similar, but it's just that that question, why are the songs that spoke of pain and injustice
Mm.
so relevant still? They ring true
Mm.
to this day.
Mm.
Why?
Mhm.
As young activists who kind of
Mm.
gave a lot of our youth, our years of our
Mm.
youth, to
Yeah.
fighting these very similar forces. Why it's like there's part of me that I just cannot. It's painful, it's sad and painful.
Mhm. Yeah.
But then the song that we quoted actually speaks of hope at the end of the day. It's still
Yeah.
for that, believe
Yeah.
that the day will come when
Peace.
that rising sun of peace is coming. That is
Yeah.
a promise.
And promise, and it's a call to us,
That's true.
to those who were in their youth doing the work of
That's true.
making sure that real stories are being said of what happened in communities, in indigenous communities, with the workers and
And
with the
students.
students. Then
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
call to
that's
us
true.
to stay on the path, and in different ways it has for us in the work that we're doing now, right? So
I
it's
know,
a
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that is also what I felt when there was this concert, right?
mm,
Yeah, these were young people of this generation singing our songs from
mm,
decades past.
yeah.
You're right. That's a good reminder, that is a sign of hope, because these are the
Hmm.
new voices. And I
Yeah.
guess there's a poignancy in the fact that they're singing our songs because they find relevance from
Yes.
our songs from the past. But then at the same time, that's where the mix of kind of sadness and even anger comes from, but also that
Mm,
thing of hope, because they're also singing of hope in the same way we did in our time. So it's
yeah.
not like we've given up or they have given up.
No.
We all continue
No.
to look to that future.
It's us staying true and walking. We're carving different paths too. I mean, I was about to say walking the same path, but it's not, right?
It's not.
Like as you said, whereas before it felt like the injustices were just done in our country.
Yeah.
But as you noted earlier, no, it's the forces that are slowly or really rapidly in some countries fast of the forces of darkness, the forces of fascism,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
making and trying to really stamp down
Yep.
people, right? People's voices, aspirations, and dreams. That's it.
We sing our songs, let our songs speak again through the voices of then this today's generation. What we say is that, or what we sing is that, yes, that day will come. The
Yeah,
light will come back again to our darkened nations,
yeah,
and the rising, the rays of sunshine that speak of peace, of that
yeah.
future we long for will come. And that's
Welcome.
the hope we give ourselves, that space, that right to hope
Yeah.
and fight for that kind of future.
So for those
You.
inclined, folks who are listening and more inclined to write see
Yeah.
what comes out for you for a
Yeah,
liminal writing session
or you also choose a song in your own language that
in your
kind
own
of
language. Yeah.
speaks of similar spirit. But yeah, this is just one example of where it was lines from a song that Lee and I then chose to be our trigger for liminal writing. On
All
that
right.
note, thank you very much, and we'll see you again next time.
Yes. Bye for now.
Hoping. Keep dreaming.